Yeah. Hey. Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. The school of hard knocks, every day is a test. Home of the body bags, any day could be a death. Especially when everybody is considered a threat. On a red-eye flight back to LAX. Back on my LA shit, I'm a LA vet. Got the keys to the city, every city's a set. And for 30 plus years I rep my city the best. What's next on the list to make the mission complete? After all this shit that popped off on the streets and all eyes on me. But I won't change sides, cause what I represent till I die. Come on.
It's always better. It's always better. No drive forever. West Coast is always better. LA is always better. Always.
On wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my trade. In a torn up town, no postcode in, but everybody's like guilty bravers, sitting in the tap room, plus they call just in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams. Crystal Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair. 'Cause we'll never be royal. It'll run in our blood. That kind of lust you bring for us. Ooh, we crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee.
Dee, welcome to the Hookah Lounge. Got to get my little camera right. There we go. I can never get it right when I'm trying to check it. I am so excited for tonight's show. I've been looking forward for this one. I've been laying in the bed all day. I had a rough one today. But we are here, and I've been looking forward to having my guest tonight on, my special co-host tonight. I'm sending out prayers for LaLa. LaLa's been really, really sick. So if my girl is watching, you know I love you. I got you. She will be back. She's supposed to make her appearance back tonight, but I talked to her earlier today. She's still not feeling well. I told her I wasn't feeling well today either, but your girl is here, and I am so excited. If you've been following me for a long time, I had this guy on my show. Hey, what's up, Cuzzo? I see it. Thank you for being patient, waiting for us to come on. We had some technical difficulties. I'm still trying to learn this new laptop. I didn't even have my microphone hooked up. Hey, Irma. So, and I see you too, Keisha. So, if you haven't been following the show or with us for the last, I think I've been doing this 3 years, 4 years, started back, and we had him on when Queen was with me on the show, and I read his book. This is his book. He's got other books with us, and I was so geeked out on him when he came on with this book. It's such a good book. And you know, I'm a geek for reading. I love to read. So you see, I still have this book. So I've been trying to get him back on the show for a long time. And now that his schedule is free, he's with us tonight. And G, you could pop him on in with us. We're going to talk about success tonight. And this is the perfect person to have. There he is. My guy right here. So we're going to talk about him, and with the conversation being success, he's the perfect person to have on the show with me tonight. You see, I still got this book. See how nice it is?
I was shocked, man. I haven't seen that book in so long. You know, that shocked smile. I forgot all about it. You know, since I'm in the acting now, I haven't. I got 5 books on my. I'm probably gonna turn into movies. So
yes, I'm gonna share your links to your books because I pulled them up. And this book was so good that I read it. I read it online. I mean, I read it on my Kindle, and then I bought it. So, you know, if I love a book, I get the hardcover. You see how nice it is. I have a bookshelf full of books. So,
I mean, you got to read Unlawful Kiss and Prostitute My Pain. To to me, prostitute my pain was my better work, but it wasn't as ratchet as Unlawful Kiss. So Unlawful Kiss sold way more.
I love. I was looking at your reviews. I don't write like super ratchet books. I only have one. The only book that went number one was my super ratchet book.
Yeah,
But I love to read them.
and Unlawful Kiss really wasn't ratchet to me because but it's just women just got into it because I was telling a story about a cheating husband, so of course they gravitated to that or navigated to it or whatever. So anyway,
That's what my
yeah,
last book is about, a cheating wife.
yeah, dealt with a lot of them. I've never been married, but I've messed with a lot of men's wives. I won't do it again, but I have. So.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of times people don't realize that women are just as bad or probably worse than men. So
That worked.
that,
41 now. It started for me in college. I looked
yeah,
nice. I had long, pretty hair. I was fat, but I had muscles on top of the fat. I messed with a lot of married women, and three of
yeah,
my
and
friends were too. Thought it was normal, and then that transferred to Dallas. When I first moved to Dallas, like I'm from the country, man, married women was really taking care of me. Like one married woman bought me furniture for my apartment. Like, so I was really basically a gigolo.
yeah, that's and this book gets a lot of gets a really strange reception because people don't like women to expose women.
And I know the
Yeah,
game, man. But that has also messed up my trust issues.
yeah.
I'm scared to get married because, oh man, how can I say? We on YouTube. This happened to me twice in my life. I was literally inside of this woman while she was on the phone with her husband. It's two different women.
Oh, it is. It is.
Come
And
off the, you know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, this.
there are good women out there, but there are the ones because I one thing is women are so much better. Men get caught all the time. Women are just so much better at it.
I mean, we stupid. We're not like we're animals. We're dogs, man. We don't. We think after the fact.
Oh yeah. So, but but it's a strange world. You have great men because my daddy was a great man, and then you have really great women. But you also have both species can create the worst of the
Yeah.
worst. You know,
I mean,
so
yeah. We're humans. We're people. I mean, so nothing is gonna be perfect. Hopefully, I do want a wife. I do want to settle down. But as far as me trusting her, I'm not even gonna think about it because what I've learned, life has taught me, people gonna do what they want to do, no matter who it is. You can't stop them. So as long as there's
yes.
some respect there, and just live your life.
Oh yeah. And I can't live. I have five brothers, I have five sons. I really can't live my life always wondering what somebody else is doing. I'm just too busy doing whatever I'm doing. So all all exposed all exposed them, Didi, because those bad ladies make it hard for the real true ladies. But you know what? If you're a real one, real sees real. You just know.
I mean, they don't make it hard. I mean, because we all got to pick up the pieces, and life goes on.
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. And you
so
you can see through I think you can see through BS. And if you spend most of your time trying to figure out that person, then you can't live your own life.
I mean, we are. Yeah. I mean, it's a stressor. It takes away. It's a negative. It's not adding because you're too busy worried about what this person doing, and that's raising your blood pressure. That's messing up your health. For you from progressing
Yeah.
and doing what you're gonna do. I mean, so either you cut it off or you deal with it.
Yeah. That's I just don't I'm too busy with all the things that I do. I don't have time to be worried about somebody else. Because if you're gonna do what you do, whatever is really done in the dark comes to the light, and either you deal with it or you move on. I'm too busy with me. I don't know if that makes me selfish.
That, I'm single now. I was in a 5 year relationship. I was engaged 4 of those 5, and I started dating a lady like 6 7 months after that, and I let her go because she wasn't adding to my life. She was subtracting. So I let her go. I gave
And
her a
that's the
chance
thing
and
right
opportunity.
there. You hit
I
that on the
mean,
head. Add into your life.
yeah, I mean, I felt like she was trying to use me for my research. Well, you know, she used me. She was using me in the beginning, but then it got to the point to when I knew, so I was using myself because I knew,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I benefit of the doubt, and I was just like, nah.
Mm.
You
And
keep
you
going,
got a
you
lot
know.
to offer because you went from being like this excellent writer. I mean, like I talked to, I mean, if you go back to the archives and watch that show, I mean, like this book was so freaking good. I read it. Look at this book. I read this book in a day and a half. you know, um, and then now you are an actor. So tell me about your acting career, or tell us.
Oh, I mean, you know, I never wanted to be a writer. I never did. I was just writing came about when I was incarcerated in Dallas. I was teaching some black men how to read. So they wanted to read the urban books, and I never read an urban book in my life. And I read it. It was I read things Zane the Hot Box, and I was like, man, this is some Tyler Perry BS. I mean, nah, men don't
Yeah.
act like this. I'm like, let me write about me and my friends' activities, and you know, in life. I just started writing, and you know, all the guys was like, man, this good, this good. That's what Unlawful Kids came about. Cause I worked in
Mm-hmm.
law enforcement, um, and I was like, man, I'm a good writer. And then when I got out, it was published and it went #1. And in that time of that book going #1, I fell into a deep depression, like a real deep depression, because I was fresh out of jail. I never been congratulated in my life, so I didn't know how to deal with that. You know, I'm a powerlifting champion. Got a master's degree. So graduated college twice. I never got a party. I never had a birthday party in my life. Till I was 40. My ex girlfriend threw me a surprise 40th birthday party. So I didn't know how to accept something good happening in my life. So then I got dropped from the company I was with, and then I became independent a couple years later. But anyway, after that, acting. Let me get to that. Last year, a friend of mine in Dallas, he called me to be an extra. He's like, man, I need some people to be an extra. And I'm like, man, that's gonna cost me $500. I was like, I gotta take off work, I gotta get a hotel, and you know, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna cost me some money. It's a 4 hour drive. But people like, man, do it, do it. So I did it, and I was like, okay. And then this year, just so happened, I said, I'm gonna take this acting serious because I'm watching Tubi, and I'm like, I'm better than them. I'm like, they can do it, I can do it. So I went on a few
Yeah.
auditions, and every audition I went on, I got. The first audition, I didn't get the role I auditioned for. They liked me so much, they still gave me the part. They gave me a different part, which we filmed that next Saturday in Dallas. And then just for my own self marketing and self promotion, I got a major role in an upcoming movie, Cleo, which we're gonna film that in 2 weeks. And then last weekend, I was filming in New Orleans during the Essence Festival, and that just came from Facebook. But I got to go back to New Orleans a couple more times, and then they want me in part 2. So basically, I've since I took it serious, I've booked 4 movies in like 3 months.
Wow. Now that is
So
success right there. That I mean,
uh,
I patted you on the back when I was reading your book. I don't I want to go back to something you said, then get into the movies. One thing you said, like when you were reading, and I know a lot of women write books about men. And you tapped on they didn't really write books about men that didn't really make sense. That's not how men behave. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons that women read authors that are really men. Because that's something that it is crazy because I have a lot of I'm prison famous. I always say I'm prison famous. I have a lot of prisoners that love my
Yeah,
books. But and I write mainly my characters are mainly my what is it Pythag I can never say the word Pythag the main characters are always men. But
yeah.
you hit that on the head. Like I read like when you read female authors and I read the books about the men, I don't know men like that. So when
Yeah,
you find that most men really are national bestsellers because you really can write about the men and we fall in love with those men because we know those men. And do you think that's why there's so many national bestsellers are mainly men instead of women, or that hit New York Times or that aren't Amazon famous, but national bestsellers with New York Times, and they become so famous, they're usually men?
well, my thing is, a lot of these women are making money, but when a man comes along, like, he kind of excels better. Women love to be lied to, so the women write the books, they selling the fantasy to women. It's all a hustle game.
Yeah.
That's why, Steve Harvey's book that his bodyguard wrote, that he didn't write. Um, I, if you look at Michael Baisden, Eric Jerome Dickey, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Um,
Mine
I guess I
too.
can throw my just stop right now. I'm a best-selling author, so I do need to pat myself on the back. But
Yeah.
I mean, we give women an interesting perspective, and then they can dialogue with us and argue and go back and forth with us. You really can't do that with a woman because all these female books are the same. It's all the same. It's
Yeah.
no different.
Yeah.
If you have read one, you have read them all.
Yeah, and they like I said, they become Amazon famous because women like to read their perception of what they think a man is or what their perception of men. But when, like you said,
Yeah,
Eric Jerome Dickey, a lot of the famous authors that are really well rounded that everyone knows, they're
all
beyond
of it.
Amazon famous,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
they're
didn't know it.
usually men.
Yeah, I would say, my first matter of fact, every book signing that I went to, Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Maryland, DC, did I go to Florida? I think I went to Florida. But anyway, I had a lot of women.
Mm.
I never had a dude, never had a male come up to me and buy a book for me. Of course,
Wow.
people I knew, but what I noticed, the ones that already read the book,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to die and argue with me about the book because they were so. This is the Unlawful Kiss book because they were so in their feelings about it, and I'm like, it's a book, right? I mean,
Yep.
I wrote this jail cell, like, it's a lot of it is true, but a lot of it came out of my imagination. It's fiction, like, as long as they bought it, but then I realized that people are really mesmerized by men, and then I realized how powerful I am. How
Yeah.
powerful I am with with my pen.
Yes.
So, but I just I lost the passion to write. Right, I guess because writing was never my passion.
Right. Well, you're so good at it. That is amazing to me. Well, you need to, if
I'm
it's
probably
not your passion, you need to turn these books into movies and like star in them because you do such a good job with these books.
yeah. I mean, and most of the authors now, like Leo Sullivan, I was signed to him.
Do you know
Jonathan.
that is so crazy because Leo Sullivan, how he fell off? He offered me a contract and I signed with another. I signed with I can't think of her name right now. She's a number one seller in paranormal. I signed with her instead. And then everything that happened to his company, I was like, oh, thank the Lord that I didn't sign with him. But
You know, Leo. I was the only male signed to Leo, and I was going back and forth with one of his assistants because they wanted me to be someone I wasn't. But I understand it's the hustle game.
hmm
Leo, Like he was hustling, so his books
Yeah.
didn't have no substance quality. But I understand, you know, when I started publishing myself, like I understood. Um, but it wasn't just I mean, it was all of them, man. I mean, they made a lot of like I was signed to G Street when I came out. They made a lot of money. They made it quick, and
Yeah.
shady business, shady business took place with all of them. All of them was
Oh,
hating each other. But life goes on from that. So
yeah.
it was. I mean, I can get more into it, but I really don't know. I just talked to everybody who was signed to him, and I know what I went through. And I was signed to Miss Shan, which me and her stay in communication now, and I know
Oh, yeah. I
he
know
didn't do
Miss Shan.
he didn't do nobody dirty per se. But this certain male, this certain male guy who we already named, he did some dirty things and was getting her books taken down. So it was, but everybody in the films now, man. So
Yeah. I say it's funny that when I talk about what I went through, because I was signed to two different people. I don't really talk about the second person I was signed to because I'm still trying to buy back one of my books from her. I bought back most of them. But the publishing game is I always say worse than the music game, what you go through. Because I
oh,
signed a contract and didn't realize
you
she
should,
had my books for 7 years.
yeah. Don't you say on your contract? Okay, yeah. I owned all my property.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would say that was a good thing because I never published under Leo. Um, but under G Street, that was like in my contract. Like I owned all my property.
Yeah, I was so new and was so excited
All
that
of us,
someone honestly wanted my books,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
don't really, and then you ask the questions and they answer you, but when it's not in writing, like when I said, does this mean you own my books for 7 years? She said, oh no, that's just to protect you. No, that meant you owned my books for 7 years. And then
yeah.
you
It
took
was
them
that
all off Amazon,
to protect you.
so
And then it was also if somebody read it and turned it into a movie, you would get like
they own it.
pennies on it. She would get dollars on it. Yeah,
Yes,
but
so I was like, it was an eye opener for me.
I appreciate George Hudson at G Street. He the one who told me about that, like how it go. But
Yes.
who get dang Cole Hart,
Yeah,
which I need to call and check in with him because it's been a couple of years. Cole gave me a lot of game too. So, but
and anyone, Jen, that now I have my own publishing company and I answer a lot of questions. If you're gonna go with someone, call me, ask me, because what I went through, I do not do to anyone else, and I answer questions for free because I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. I'm about to re-release my very very first book because I'm about to own it again, and I wrote this back in 20 2013, when they were selling the Raiders, when the Raiders were going to Las Vegas. I don't know what year that is. Gee, you would know. That's when I wrote that book. And I'm about to re-release it. I'm looking for a new book cover. So, do you know how long it took to get this book back? So, this is a terrible game if you don't know what you're doing. And I think they really do, like women do it to women. I don't think they really do it to men because men know you guys are a little
yeah,
smarter than we are. We're just excited.
but, um, this is what I noticed. I posted it on Facebook 3 weeks ago, and I got a lot of comments and stuff that Facebook flagged because somebody got mad. I always said black women get rich and mess over black women. They get rich off black women and they mess over black women.
Yes. Yes, I
That's all they.
concur. I agree.
And
Go ahead.
then the first thing they scream, anytime you hear a black woman scream these words, I mean, if you're watching the news, you'll see what's going on in Dalton, Illinois with the mayor. She done bankrupt the whole city. What's going on in Fulton County in Georgia? Like this, Fannie Willis and her team. I mean,
Oh
they
my
spent all the
goodness.
money.
I stood by Fonnie and I defended Fonnie, and now I'm kind of looking because I've been watching that trial with um what's his name? The little rapper
Uh,
dude that got the RICO charges.
wasn't there. I mean, if you look at what she did, I mean, okay, she's messing with a married man. She gave money for that, but I don't really care about that. What she did that was messed up when she got that 250 or $500,000 for DNA and the R word kits for black women. She spent it on trips and stuff like that. Didn't get none of that stuff done.
Yeah,
So how can you love, but you spent all this money on yourself that was dedicated for black women from the state?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And I was the first to defend her, and now I'm sitting there going like, "Oh, sweetheart, some of the things that you did just didn't make any sense to me now." A lot of
do it. I
things that
mean,
same thing with
you
Kamala.
made
I
her.
look at you, and the same thing that you did, I look at you the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, when you hear a black woman scream, "I'm a single black mother," run. She a scammer.
Turn
Run.
the air back on. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And when you and that's why I want to do the show about like becoming successful. I'm gonna come to the comments, you guys. I know that I get deep in, I like to really pick the brains of men. I like to bring men on the show. This show is dedicated to women, but we got to bring men on this show because they really set a foundation for us because it's the most high, it's men, husband or men than women because they really give a foundation for us. A lot of times they don't get taken advantage of like we do. So we have to really pick their brains for the things to understand, to give us that insight. We come from their rib. So they give us the insight to give us that strength and understanding.
This was just dealing with women in like the industry, the book industry, the music industry, entertainment industry. Is they don't want to listen. They think that they are smarter than the men, but that also come from dealing with a lot of BS men who have screwed them over. Um, they too trustworthy, and it's like they want a fantasy. Like me, I'm a realist. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you how it is, not how it might be, because I'd have been
Right.
screwed over in the industry that I've been in. So I'm telling you how to protect yourself, and they just don't want to listen. They
Yeah.
don't. Like it's
And
too.
and we women we have to get out of I don't need nobody. I can do it.
You know, black people in general are very trusting people, and that's been a major detriment to us. Um, Black men kind of mess over everybody. They don't care, but when they mess over people, either they gonna go into hiding or they gonna run to the church, and then all gonna be forgiven. Black people gonna forgive you, a black man, if they go to the church. And black women, like I said earlier, when they mess over nobody but black women. They gonna give a good speech. They gonna make the single mother of the poor black woman feel good, and it's all a hustle. It's all a game. Then you gonna give them your money, and then they gonna run off with it. I mean, if you look at all the scammers, who are the scammers? Mostly black women. They're not scamming men because men know better. They are scamming other black women. They're not scamming black women with money. They are scamming lower tier, not lower tier. They're scamming like the everyday working black woman that's looking for a come up to feed her children or to feed her family or buy her a bag, whatever she's trying to do. So I mean, it's I
Yeah.
don't know,
There
man.
and I've been to a lot of
I'm,
those I've been around. My mom used to sell Katani, which is it was a lingerie company, those what do they call pyramid scheme type things. So I've been to a
all of
lot of those
me.
type meetings. Been around a long time. I'm I want to get into the steps to success and how to get where because like you went from being an author. I'm gonna look at some of these. Hey, Mike Joe. Hey, Pamela.
Yeah,
I
I
have a
can't.
couple of videos to play because how you go from being a best selling author to jumping into the world of becoming an actor and like getting the jobs that you got. Um,
Destiny, destiny.
wow.
See, Pamela, just my all women not the same. All people are not the same. But if
Yeah.
it doesn't apply to you, apply to you. I mean, like that's like women saying all men are the same. No, all men are not the same. I mean, bottom line, we kind of are the same. We got because we got testosterone, but no, I mean everything just depends on the person. I mean, so
Yeah.
that's the answer to your
No,
question.
no, yeah. I say that all when you say that, Pamela, I totally agree because I have two sons born on the same exact day, 2 years apart, that are total opposites. And they have the same mommy and the same daddy and grew up in the same house, and they are total opposites. So, no two people are the same. Everyone is not the same. And I say that like when I say they grew up in the same house, same mommy, same daddy, born on the same exact day, and complete opposites. So yeah, people are not the same. And I don't like to say everyone is the same or all men are the same or all women are the same. All races are the same because that is exactly untrue.
No,
So
I
I'm a
mean everything depends on the person. It don't matter how you was raised. It don't matter who you around or what you do. We all know right from wrong. No matter the circumstances. It depends on the person. Some people are just
yeah,
full of it. And some people actually have genuine caring hearts. I
yeah.
mean,
And
if you
some
look at
people are
Adolf,
just cold hearted.
some people are cold hearted and don't care. I mean,
Yep.
but I treat everybody accordingly.
Yeah, I
And
was raised to
I
treat
was
people the way you want to be treated.
I grew up in the jungle. Like my dad was a drug dealer, my mom was a crackhead, my cousins were drug dealers and killers. So I grew up in the jungle, so I can survive with the sharks and the lions, the gorillas and the snakes. I mean, I
Yeah.
can read people so far. If you come up to me selling yourself and giving me a pitch, I'm running from you quickly
Oh
because
yeah.
that's not. Or you are trying to scam and get over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way
Or
I
if you
look at
lie to me, I kind of have that, the senses. If I find out that you're a liar and you lie to me, then I kind of have a standoffish feeling towards you. Like I'd rather you tell me the truth. Like you don't have to tell me I
yeah.
look fat in that.
Um, I mean, I tell guy lies, the typical guys, the guys lies they tell each other, but I don't consider that serious. But, if I'm dealing with someone seriously, like I tell you the truth because I forget my lies. So I just don't lie to them. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm grown. I got my own stuff. I take care of my kids. I take care of my responsibility. This is this is what I have. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. So this is my
Right.
lifestyle or not. I mean, if you want to add to it, cool. If you don't want to add to it, cool. Like I'm not about to play games. That's for
Yeah.
men and women. And
Yeah.
like
And I'm too
if you want
ditzy
to,
to remember a lie. So it's too hard for me to lie because I'm not gonna remember. I don't remember what I ate yesterday. So I cannot remember what I lied about. I'll get busted too easy. Asia said
yeah,
you don't sound stuck up. You don't sound stuck up. Be cautious. Ask questions, but give every relationship a fair chance. Don't base a new boo on the last one though. I don't know
no,
what
I
that
mean,
must be up higher.
and that's a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I am giving them a chance. I mean, people, I didn't like a. She must have heard what I said. Like, I mean, I didn't been through the jungles. I didn't dealt with all types of people. And
Yeah,
I have
me
a
too.
good heart. So I've been used and abused more than anything. But
Yeah.
the flip side of that is I have had good women who I pushed off because I felt like I didn't deserve them, and I have had women that pushed me away because they felt like that I was too good for them. And
Yeah.
all of them were black. And now I've been doing therapy since September. My brother died July 31st, my daughter's birthday, and I
Oh.
knew I needed. I had a lot of childhood trauma, and it has opened me up to a lot. From not having a mother, being raised by a father. My parents never had parents, so therapy has helped me a lot, and just
Oh,
just
I
finding
always,
myself.
I always tell people,
Yeah,
they always say that black people don't do therapy, and I always say that is the best thing to do is talk to someone who does not know you because you can
yeah.
confide in someone who does not know you. To me, it's the
I have
best thing in the world. And my
an old white lady.
condolences.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
I have an
yeah,
old white that's my therapist. Her like get along and like she breaks stuff down and she just makes it so clear.
yeah. Asia, you asked why would I re-release that book again? That was my very first book. It is the first book that ever got nominated for best fiction, not best black fiction, not best African American fiction, just best fiction. So whenever you, it is, I think, my best piece of work that I've ever done. Besides, I like Ramsey's Rising because it's a it's a family oriented book, but this book is about a woman who lost her father and how to overcome those things. It's a three-part series, and it's a very excellent piece of work. And any book that you write, you always want the public to be able to read if it's good. If it wasn't good, I wouldn't re-release it. But it is an excellent piece of work, and it was nominated several times as a piece of as fiction book, not African American or black or urban. That's why I would re-release it, because I would want the world to read it again. So when you're an author or you're an artist or anything that you do, you want people to be able to experience something that you think is a good piece of work. So that's why I would re-release it. Gee, I know I have a couple of videos, and I don't know if you got the if you have a video, go ahead and drop it. I know our time is starting to run out, and talking with Morocco and how talented he is. I know I got sidetracked on success, but he's become so successful. That was the whole topic of success. I need to, hey, if you need help, Pamela, you got both of us to help you
You know
write.
what?
I am.
You was
Go
talking
ahead,
about
Morocco.
how successful. I still think I have a long way to go, but I would say I just want to speak on therapy again, and I want to say me seeking therapy has really improved, got me into acting, and it's taken off because I've always been good, but I always doubted myself. And so it's like I was just telling somebody, I was like, it's they're like, man, how you feel? I'm like, I don't know how to feel. I'm like, I feel like I should have done this 20 years ago. They're like, dude, you getting booked, and people been doing this for 20 years ain't getting booked. I'm like, well, it's my time,
Right.
and and I should learn about it, but I'm like, you know how long I've been waiting on this? Like, so, but I still don't see myself as being successful yet. I
Well, do
haven't
you
got a
think the
million
Lord
dollars.
brings it to you when it's time? Because maybe if you had been successful at 20, you wouldn't have appreciated like you appreciate it now. Like these things would have started coming to you too soon. You wouldn't have
Ready now.
appreciated. Yeah.
I'm ready now. I'm
Yeah.
ready now. I'm mentally very ready. I won't be sidetracked, because if I would have had everything back then, I man, I make P Diddy look like a mile case. The lifestyle I was living.
That's why
So
I say it
now,
comes to you when it's time.
yeah, I mean, I'm ready. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know,
And that's why I said
everything
we have
puffy.
to
I'm just
it
saying everything puffy. So he was, he didn't do this stuff till he had money. The stuff that he was doing with the women and the parties and stuff, I was doing that when I was broke. So just imagine how I got some.
and money, I always say money exposes who you are. So, you can
Yeah,
either become a better person or a worse person. He became when a worse person when he got that money. So he might have been a cool dude before he got the money. And then he took that money and what's up, Joe? He took that money and turned into a problem child, or a problem man. So, and then like you said, you don't feel like you're at that point. So what do you think makes a successful, what makes you a success? What would you consider makes you a successful person?
could you repeat that?
What do you think makes you a successful person? Because I don't think money is what makes. Because like you brought up Diddy, like what do you think makes you a successful person? Where would you Because if you're striving to be successful, where do you think you? At what point do you think you are successful? Because to me, it doesn't have to be money.
So when I had money, um, I had illegal money in my 20s. I don't want to say I was a drug dealer. I never really sold drugs. I transported a lot of weed. I was miserable because everybody was pulling them, and my whole family, we come from the backwoods of Arkansas. Like everybody was pulling, and everybody wanted something. I was taking care of a lot of people. I was never happy. When I lost everything, I was at my happiest point, my happiest place in my life. I was finally free. Um, Before success is different for everyone. I don't try to. I don't. I like money. I like to have it. but I don't let it control me anymore. Like the fact that I got two 12-year-olds and they call me, every time they need something, I'm able to provide that for them. They as daddy, 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 just to hear that. I mean, that makes me successful because there's a lot of kids who don't know their dad, don't know their fathers. Um, that's what I love doing. The
Yeah.
fact that when my kids need someone to provide, I can provide that for them. That's success.
Right. Yeah. And that's, I lost my dad when I was in my early 20s. And being able to have, and I saw that with you when you did the video of you and your son walking exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah,
To be able to have your dad, a lot of you are right. So many people don't have their dads around, and that's a blessing within itself. And I think a great
yeah.
father is a success story. Anyone that grows
Yeah,
up with their dad or their mom, that's a success story right there.
I wanted money and a lot of women. I didn't have no money, had a lot of women, and then I got money and had a lot of more women, and I was miserable, miserable, miserable. And I
Right.
took that as God, the universe, whatever people believe in, gave me everything that I wanted, only to show me that that wasn't what I needed.
Right. Right. Somebody asked, did somebody inspire us to write? What inspired me to write, honestly, was my mom. Who inspired you to write?
Um, Zane, being mad at Zane in her book, it was like some Tyler Perry BS to me, and I was like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
And I was reading, I'm like, why the successful dude got to be like the punk or the simp? I mean, like those are the biggest playboys in the world. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, let me talk about me and my friends. And my first book,
And
I basically, okay, you can go. Me too. I
yeah,
mean,
I was gonna say in these books, even the books that I see on Amazon today that are number one bestsellers, the men are either terrible cheaters or drug dealers, or the awfulest men in the world. Women don't write good. If you read my books, all the men are wonderful men. They either write like the worst characters for men, like you said, Zane or Tyler Perry. They really write the worst men in the world to have in these books. Like they have
ratchet,
no.
ratchetness sells, and these women, because nobody's buying these books but black women. So black women have these sick fantasies about, on they they want their man to be a thug, but they want him to be a nice guy, but they want him to be, a killer, a drug dealer, but they also want him to have a 9 to 5. So they really don't know what. Yeah, like I said,
Well,
all these books are the same. Every last book
yeah,
is the same. Captured
yeah.
by
Or
a
he's
goon.
like
Captured.
a major drug dealer killer, but then he's a PUSSY when it comes to her. It's amazing to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why none of those books make it past Amazon. Which your people have made a lot of money on Amazon, but none of
Yeah.
those books will ever be, because you're not telling the
Yeah.
story. Like you're not
No.
telling anything. So
No. And at my first book signing, I had Eric. My first book fair, I had Eric Jerome Dickey right behind me. I was like, "How did this happen to me?"
uh,
Really funny. I
I
want to
met
get
him.
into the one story I did want to play on, like striving, like when you fail and you stumble, and how to pick yourself back up and become the best you could be. It really was Shakari Richards. Is it Shakari Richardson? I can never remember her last name. I know our time is almost up, but I really wanted to show how you can stumble and fall. And I really like this story, how this girl really fell off the chain, messed up her life pretty severely, and how she got back on. And then I'm gonna get back to the comments, you guys. I know I'm having a great dialogue right here. This is Conversations
Yes,
in the Hookah Lounge. So what we do is have a conversation. And I want your
it
take
happened.
on her and how she did her life. G, go ahead and drop the video, and then we're gonna talk about her when we come back.
But when she first, was doing good, and you had all these black track stars and athletes, they was reaching out to her, trying to tell her to calm down, and she wasn't listening to any of them. Her attitude was bad, and you
Mm-hmm.
like,
field
and I can equate to that. People was trying to give me
trials,
game and
clocking a
knowledge. I was
world-leading 10.71 seconds. Her performance not only secured her a spot at the upcoming Paris Olympics, but also marked the fastest time in the world this year. Trials. However, she couldn't compete in Tokyo due to a suspension following a positive test for Paris. It's a redemption arc for Richardson, who celebrated her win with tears of joy and shared the moment with her fellow competitors at the finish line. The women's 100 meters final was fiercely competitive.
Can turn any obstacle into an opportunity. Richardson, the sprinter with the fiery hair and fierce determination, is back. Her return is a testament to her unyielding spirit. Fast forward to the 2024 US Olympic trials. This queen clocked in at an astonishing 7
So no hands you can learn. Let's see how much you can earn.
Hello?
Yeah.
Am I muted? Oh, okay, yeah, I was like, I think it kept freezing. But if you don't know that's the story of um
Corey.
oh, I don't know, I was trying to read the comments. If you don't know the story of Shakiri, she was the one who made the Olympic team 4 years ago and then tested positive for oh, it's buffering. Okay. Tested positive for weed and was not able to stay on the team. And as Morocco was saying, she was a little too cocky and arrogant for herself. And a lot of people were like, with the hair and the nails. We have a lot of other really fast sprinters that had done the same thing, but they were a little humble. They dressed really loud. The other one that had the nails, that she was the fastest also, but she was more humble. Shakiri really wasn't that humble. She just was too big for herself. And I know that when she tested positive for weed, that she had just lost her maternal mother, the one that birthed her, not raised her. And she got kicked off of the Olympic team 4 years ago. And then when she tried to come back, she was like losing really bad. So she took herself out the spotlight and really had to train hard. Now she's killing it, like fastest time. She's doing a lot better. But she had to sit
You know
down
what?
and be humbled to really
That was
fight back.
that was the best thing that happened to her. You know, her losing everything and her going on a downward spiral, her being talked about. You know, but a lot of people don't come back from that. She did, and now she just got like a big deal from Nike. I salute her. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And that's what I when it comes to being able to fail like that and then fight your way back, because a lot of people when they fail like that, they don't know how to fight their way back and become successful again. And I think she beat that Jamaican. I think if she'd have went to the Olympics, she may have lost. I think that's one of the reasons she got sat down, because those Jamaicans 4 years ago were killing it. Frazier, I don't think she'd have been able to handle it. I think that her arrogance didn't, because she knew she was naturally fast. I was a track. I used to run track. I ran the 400. Well, it was the 440 back then. I'm so old. I'm as old as Moses. So when I ran track, it was the 440. Now it's the 400 meters. But I don't think she took training seriously enough. I think she knew she was naturally fast. She knew that she had a natural talent, and she didn't take anything seriously enough. And I think that that humbling experience, to be kicked off the
Yeah.
team, nobody felt sorry for her. Like, you're an athlete. What are you doing smoking? Why are you
Oh,
not
no,
taking this seriously?
I mean, I saw three people on, people on social media did, but my whole thing was, I really don't, athletes and rich people, we really don't, us people who are not rich and not athletes, we don't care about your problems. We got real problems. Like, we wish we had your talent and skills. We wish we had your money.
Turn it off.
Like, if you dropping the bag, I mean, we don't, we don't feel sorry for you at all, so, I told someone, I was like, I said, if I go to my PO or you go to your PO and you fail a drug test, is the PO supposed to like not take you to jail or not put you in drug counseling? You knew you had a drug test coming up. You knew you're not supposed to be getting high. That's why I didn't feel sorry for her.
I didn't either. I was so disappointed in her. Like, are you for real? You are an athlete knowing the Olympics is coming up. What? Why would you? And not to be mean, because I lost my daddy at a young age. I lost my brother at a young age. I lost my son. I lost a lot of people. But if on the job they about to drug test you, why would you mess
Exactly.
that up?
Exactly. But I learned some early in the drug game. I wasn't selling drugs, but I heard an older guy tell one of my cousins. He said, I'm giving you this product. I'm paraphrasing. I'm trying to remember. He said, my cousin like 14, 15. He said, I don't care how old you are. You are taking my product. So that means you know what you're doing. I want all my money back. If I don't get my money back, I'm going to take you out. And, that always stuck in my head. I was like, you know what? Okay, so you know what you're doing. It's consequences to everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I had my stumbling blocks. I've been homeless. I did everything, man. I done been through a lot. I still deal with stuff, but I've been mentally prepared. Like, she's mentally prepared now. I'm pretty sure she got a good team around her. She got to be there to be getting that Nike money. So
Yeah.
me, I'm solo. I'm, as you know, in the book world, it's real cliquish. In the movie world is real cliquish as well. But I'm staying independent. I'm staying solo because I'm realizing, most people in Detroit only doing movies in Detroit. And then Dallas is blowing up on the independent scene now. They keep putting the same actors in the same movies. But me, not living in Dallas and not just being in cliques. Like, I'm filming in Dallas, I'm filming in Shreveport, I am filming in New Orleans. So my loyalty is to myself and whoever paying me. So
And that's good.
I'm not. Yeah.
That's good that you're able to take it everywhere. And that's, I like that because it is very cliquish, because I watch Tubi and you do see the same actors and all the same, all the same movies, because I want to do the same thing. I'm going to turn my books into movies. So.
And a lot of I know, like, I personally know these people or I have met these people And I'm like, first of all, you can't act. Like that role ain't even for you, but like it's clickish. And one of my friends, he's from North Louisiana. He was just telling somebody, he told this
Uh-oh. I think we lost him.
buffering.
It's raining where he is.
My
There,
friend
you're coming
told
back.
somebody told him like, why you shooting with them? They don't like to pay people right. You going whoever pay. You know,
I don't know if you can hear me. It's hard to hear you. You kind of got a little, you kind of got muffled and frozen. What's up, straight? For many talented athletes, some get pandered to where they get away with much and can't be coached. And that's what I think was happening with her. I think she's got a lot of new coaches now to where she's not able to get away with anything because she shaved a lot of time off of her speed. So I think she's really starting to take it seriously. And I think that's, one of the keys to success is when you start sitting back and learning. And I think if you're not willing to learn new things all the time, then you're not going to be successful in anything. And that's one of the biggest reasons I wanted to bring Morocco on, because he's done a lot of things to switch up from one thing to another thing to become successful. And that's one of the reasons I really like him. Like I said, I had him on the show a long time ago, and he's done a lot of different things. You kind of broke up on me. You back?
log back in. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Go
But
ahead and say what you were
but
saying because we lost you.
I just forgot. But but as far as the title striving for success, man, you just gotta. This is I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at this. Get off social media. Don't be influenced by that because a lot of those people are living fake lives. I mean, nothing is really real on social media. Find out what you want to do, what you're good at it, and strive for it. Not everybody's going to
Yes.
be a millionaire. Not everybody is going to be on TV. Not everybody's going to sell books. Can everybody act? Yeah. Can everybody write a book? Yeah. Can everybody play basketball? No. But just because you can't play basketball, that doesn't mean that you can't be a great coach.
Right.
So you got to find what works for you, and you have to be happy and be the best at it. I mean, as long as you be the best and do your best, like my goal is not to be the best actor. I can care less because that's based on opinion. My goal is to be, a highly booked actor, meet people, and start doing my own movies in 2 years. You know,
Right.
that's my goal.
Right.
So
And your
you know,
definition of
I,
success, everyone's definition
I
of
mean,
success is different.
yeah. Everybody's definition of success is different. Like I mean, but then and a lot of it come with maturity. Like I told you earlier, like God gave me. I wanted money and women, and I had it, and I
Yeah.
was miserable.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
But people looked at me as being successful. I mean, I had the nice car. I had a nice loft. I was doing real good. I was single. I ain't had no children. I mean, my hair was pretty. My beard was, well, and I had a goatee back. But a lot of people like you be like you. I'm like, nah, no. But even now, people like, I'm posting like my achievements, and like last week in New Orleans, I'm posting behind the scenes, and I'm getting a lot of
Yeah, I saw
comments and
that.
messages. I said, but look, are y'all willing to do this grind? I had to get up early in the morning. I made a five
Yeah.
hour drive. Like, are you going to do this? Like, I got to drive to these auditions. I mean, are you willing to sacrifice that? So
Oh,
it's it's overnight. Like nothing has been given to me.
right. Right. And that's the thing is a lot of people aren't willing. They want that quick success or they want things to come so easy. They're not willing to put in the work. Like I was talking to someone last night and I was like, I'm always doing something. I'm always working. I got two books sitting over there that aren't mine that I gotta work on. I'm working on my own book and I'm always looking as soon as I finish one thing, I'm on to the next thing. And sometimes like I'm not finished with one book and I've already outlined another one. So if you're not willing to
Yeah,
always be working at the next thing, then you're not grinding enough to try to find that success in your life. If you're waiting for success to land on your lap, or you're waiting for the next thing to land on your lap, or you're waiting for it and you're not seeking it, then you're not looking to be successful. And like I always say, I'm prison famous. And to me, that's great. Like if when one person goes, like my brother walked into a prison and they knew who I was, or I'm getting an email from someone in Mississippi that said, I read your book and I felt like I was at home because he's from South Central. To me, that makes me feel really good. You know what I mean? So whether even if my only book, I only had one book go number one. If that's the only thing that ever happens to me, that made me feel great. If now trust me, I want to be a New York Times bestselling author. That's my goal. But if it never happens and I just keep getting, like, I keep getting requests for more people to read my books in prison. Like I just mailed out man, I think I spent like $40 mailing out books to the prison because I got a request from a chaplain for my books. Like they asked me to start a library in a prison. If I just become prison famous and I just keep getting requests because another chaplain says I want a library. If that's what I become successful at, that prisoners are the only people that read my books. If that's the success that I obtain, then I'm gonna be happy with that. Because
Man,
that's
you know what?
obviously where the Lord sends me.
Yeah, I don't want to be super famous. I want to stay hood. I want to stay urban market. I want to be because now once you get to a certain level and you start making a lot of money, people want to lies. They want to sue you for some reason. Everybody reaching at you. Nah, I'm good. I'm good at where I'm at.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, let me live comfortably.
That
I'm good at a $300,000 a year. I mean, if I make $100,000 a year, I'm good with that. I'm at peace.
that
I'm
as
at
long as
peace.
I can maintain, I can maintain paying what I need to pay. How do you find best marketing for your books? Um, it's a, it a,
Trial and,
it's a, it's, go. What'd you say?
trial and error. Trial and error.
Yeah, and it really it depends. I don't write every book isn't for the same market. Like some of my like the one book I have may be super hood. So then I'll go into the hood book clubs. Like you find the book clubs that are for that level of book. If I have a book like my Instagram Queens, which is it sounds like it's a book for teenagers, but it's really a faith-based book. Then you go into book clubs that are really faith-based. If you have a family-oriented book, then you find um that's the book clubs that you go into or the market that you because all my books are not marketed for exactly the same genre. All my books are not the same. So you got to find the market. Facebook is a good place. You can go on my website if you have a website, and then you break down what the book is for. You have to have a good like I'm looking for a new publicist, but you got to reach out to whatever genre your book is about, and then Facebook is a good place to go because there's a lot of book clubs that will feature what your books are about, and then finding a good publicist to know where your books fit in at. So you got to market to the right market because if I'm writing a book about
Yes, I mean that's
uh
everybody, man.
drug dealers and I'm
Me,
promoting to
I knew
gospel
my market. I
book,
mean,
yeah,
I knew black women were going to be my market. When I wrote my first books, but at this stage in my life, you know, I need black women. I need black men. I need older black men. I need younger black men, because for me, just seeking counseling and knowing how that has affected my life, and me just the trials and tribulations I've been through, I can resonate with everyone. So my writing approach, my talking, my everything about me is different now because I'm in a different phase in my life.
yeah. And my target audience, the craziest thing is I have more men that read my books than women do, which is odd to me. But I don't know because my name is Dee Dee Hairston. I most men I have more men followers than I do women, which is I don't know if I write like a dude. I don't know. So you have to know your target audience. If you don't, then you're not gonna make those sales. So,
I
but
agree.
there's a lot of way. Yeah, you can. There's a lot of way. There's the email. You can hit through emails. You can. Facebook is really the big Google and Facebook. is the biggest ways to hit your target audience. Instagram isn't the biggest way. You don't make a lot of sales off of Instagram. You make more sales off of Facebook than anything else, and having a good promoter. So I am a dude, Keisha. I don't know why. I think I write like a dude and I sound like a dude. Everybody, they'll hit my DMs and call me sir or Mr. or homeboy. So,
But hey,
but
I gotta run.
I know it's that time. I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna hit you up.
Maybe
I
we
know
can
you
do
got
this
another.
again
Hey, I told you any Saturday. I know
for
you
you.
got a lot going on, but any Saturday you're available, come on with me. Oh, he froze on me again. I'm gonna hit you up.
Forever
Go do
grateful.
your party. I know you got a party to go to. I appreciate you spending this hour with me. I love you to death. And I am gonna put all his links and his books and stuff in the comments. So make sure that you check out the comments so that you can tap in with him. I have all his links. But thank you again for joining me tonight. I know that you have another engagement to get to. Oh yeah, that Ramsey's Rising, straight shooter at that. See another dude, straight shooter at that Ramsey's Rising, and he kept hitting me. And straight could tell you, I don't know straight. Do I write like a dude or do I write like a woman? That's someone who did read my book. So you have to let them know straight. I do appreciate this conversation that we had with Morocco. I'm going to put his Instagram in the comments right now to go follow him on Instagram. I'm going to put all his links in the comments so that you can go tap in with him, check out his movies, everything, because he is a really, really talented guy. If you go check out the archives, me and Queen interviewed him back when we first started the show. He was one of our first guests. Really, really great guy. And I do appreciate you guys having sticking around with us for this conversation. Hey, we had a really good interview last night. Make sure you go check that out. Oh my goodness. I put Straight's information, I think, in the Straight, I put your information in the comments. I think because I was just talking about you. Let me put Morocco's in here. His Instagram. Straight, you got some free publicity just now. It's not easy for me to do two things. I'm drinking my coffee though. Where's my Nay Love at? So here's his information. Go follow him on Instagram. And this was really cool. I really enjoyed it. But everybody go out and strive for that success. Whatever success is to you or for you, go. Did I freeze? I think I froze. I don't know. My internet be tripping. I think I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Oh, am I good? Okay. On my screen, I'm frozen. Go check out Last Star's interview. And thank you for hanging out with us tonight. G-Lew, go ahead and drop that video because I can't see me doing anything but being frozen right now. So if you can see me, thank you for hanging out with me on this conversation. I really appreciate it. And success is what you make it and what you think success is for you. So.
Yeah. Hey. Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. The school of hard knocks, every day is a test. Home of the body bags, any day could be a death, especially when everybody is considered a threat. On a red-eye flight back to LAX, back on my LA shit, I'm a LA vet. Got the keys to the city, every city's a set. And for 30 plus years I rep my city the best. What's next on the list to make the mission complete? After all this shit that popped off on the streets and all eyes on me. But I won't change sides, cause what I represent till I die, come on.
It's always better. Got me. It's always better. No drive forever. West Coast is always better. LA is always better. All my dreams.
in the movies, and I'm not proud of my trade. In a torn up town, no postcode envy, but everybody's like rosy babies, chicken in the tap room, plus they've called just in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams. Like crystal Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair. 'Cause we'll never be royal. It'll run in our blood. The kind of lust you think for us.